What if your AI coding agent could edit video the same way it edits code? That is exactly what Diffusion Studio delivers. In this video, we will install the editor, meet the dapi command line interface, and walk through real examples of analyzing and editing footage. Let's dive in. So what is Diffusion Studio? It is an agent-first video editor, where compositions are written in JSX code instead of dragged onto a timeline. Every element stays editable afterwards in the interactive editor, and the dapi CLI drives analysis, generation, and rendering, completely headlessly from your terminal. Step 1. Installation. On a Mac, it is a single Homebrew command. Brew install cask Diffusion Studio tap editor. That downloads the desktop app with the dapi CLI bundled inside. And if you already installed the app from the DMG, you do not need Homebrew at all. Just symlink the bundled binary onto your path. Step 2. Verify the install. Run dapi help, and you should see the full command list. Media analysis, generation, and editing, with no ffmpeg needed anywhere. Then run dapi open with the background flag. That launches the editor headless, ready to receive commands without ever showing a window. Example 1. Probing. Point dapi media probe at any file, and it reports the container format, the duration, the resolution, and every video and audio track inside. Always probe first. Everything you do afterwards branches on what tracks the file actually has. Example 2. Structure. Dapi media waveform renders the audio peaks, showing you where the loud and quiet stretches fall. Dapi media filmstrip lays out a thumbnail strip of the visual scene changes, and dapi media grab with the auto flag keeps only the frames where the picture settles into a new state. Here is the actual waveform dapi rendered for a real 4-minute video. The timestamp ruler runs across the full timeline. The silent stretches are highlighted in red boxes, and the same silence ranges come back as JSON, ready to drive automatic cutting. And here is grab with the auto flag on that same footage. Everything lands in one contact sheet, with every cell stamped with its timecode. Scene changes were detected automatically by the scan, and near duplicates are dropped, so only the settled frames survive. Example 3. Speech. Dapi Media Transcribe prints the full transcript with word-level start and end times, perfect for captions, and dapi Media Listen sends the audio to an AI model with your own prompt. Ask it when the speaker mentions pricing, and tell it to include timestamps in the answer. Before we write anything, understand why an edit is code here. A composition is a tree of layers, not a hand-dragged timeline. The same file replays identically every time, so every edit is reproducible, and your agent can diff it, review it, and rewrite it exactly like source code. Every edit starts from 3 inputs. First, the source footage, the clip you are cutting down, shown here as a real film strip. Second, timestamps from probe and transcribe, which drive the trim. And third, assets, like music, images, and logos to layer on top. Now let's read a real composition, line by line. The rec tag is the scene, the root every other layer lives inside. The audio tag lays a music bed underneath, held quiet at 20% volume. The sequence tag groups your clips, so the timeline stays structured instead of a flat pile. The video tag pulls in the source file, and source in and source out trim it, taking only seconds, 12 through 48. Once the spine holds, you layer on top of it. A second sequence carries the B-roll, here a chart image dropped over the interview. The HTML tag renders motion graphics using ordinary CSS, so any web layout you can write becomes an overlay. And the captions tag transcribes the finished audio automatically. Always add captions last, once everything else is in place. And here is the actual output, playing exactly as dapi rendered it. The A-roll was trimmed from finished footage with 1 line of JSX. The badge is an HTML overlay, drawn with plain CSS. Every frame you are watching was written as code, mounted and exported without a single manual drag. Example 6. Verification. Dapi node capture grabs frame-accurate stills of the composition, so you can check your work without an expensive export. When everything looks right, dapi node render writes the finished video. Rendering is the last step, never the feedback loop. So here is the whole workflow. First, probe your footage before anything else. Second, write the brief as a markdown plan. Third, mount the A-roll spine in JSX. Fourth, layer the B-roll, captions, and sound on top. And fifth, capture stills to verify and render only at the very end. So here is your turn, in 4 moves. Install the editor with a single Homebrew command. Probe a clip you already have sitting on disk. Write 10 lines of JSX and mount them, and then let your agent take the edit from there.
If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Thank you.